everyone, I forgot how I start these videos out of nowhere. My name is Tiffy Starchild, but this is not my channel. Welcome. What do I say at the beginning of these videos? What a weird time to forget. Hi, my name is Tiffy Starchild. No, hi, my name is Tiffy Starchild for Black. Hi, my name is Tiffy Starchild for Black Nerd Problems. Super excited to, actually, I can't see you. You can see me. This video is off to a great start. So maybe I like to talk about villains kind of a lot, but I don't appreciate the insinuation that I am obsessed.
You are. Yeah, don't look surprised.
Their songs go harder, their backstory is way more interesting, and their character design typically does not cater to heteronormative beauty standards. We will revisit that later. And I know that maybe I've made a case for one or two villains, maybe, but that doesn't mean that sometimes I don't think they need to die. A really satisfying villain death, to be honest, it does something to me. So I was just thinking, because these are the things I sit around and think about, what are my favorite villain deaths? And that might be a question for the therapist. No, because I don't think that's a problem. I think that that is justice. That's retribution. And for me personally, I just need it to be as loud as the disrespect. I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you two. Jaime and Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones. Excusez-moi, the fact it wasn't enough. Just holding on to each other tenderly as the building crumbles around them. No, she did too much. I wanted to see her skin melt. Horrible deaths, not worth my bandwidth. But sometimes they get it right. So I'm just gonna share some villain deaths that I feel were very satisfying. Same series, Joffrey, Game of Thrones. He was a young boy king, the inbred son of Cersei and Jaime, and he was just cruel. He was cruel, he was mean, and he was a punk. Where'd I do that at? Westeros. The answer is Westeros. But he got exactly what was coming to him at the purple wedding. Remember the purple wedding, his own wedding, and that's what made it even better. His own wedding in front of everybody, including his new wife that he was gonna lay with that very night. He drank that poison and we just watched it play out. It was slow, it was beautiful. His eye, what did they do? What did they do just in the costume department? They had one of his eyes going this way and one going that way. Was that a practical effect or was that CGI'd afterwards? Either way, it was beautiful. I would just like to tip my metaphorical hat at somebody. In his mother's arms, choking, clawing at his throat, foaming at the mouth. The light of life leaves his eyes. The only thing he can do is look and Same series, Game of Thrones, Walder Frey. And if you don't remember who that is off top, it's okay. You might also recognize him as Argus Filch, the caretaker from Harry Potter. That's the one where we lost Robb Stark, stabbed his wife in her pregnant belly. That's what, and the biggest thing about that in the show, like they explain, like when you're having a meal with somebody, that's especially heinous. Like you don't invite somebody to your table and then wear chainmail under your clothes and then kill them all because you feel disrespected, because that's why the phrase did it. He felt disrespected because technically the Starks did break a promise. Robb Stark was supposed to marry his ugly daughter, but he ended up with that other village girl instead, and that's why he stabbed her in the stomach, killed all their men and everybody else, decapitated Robb, put him on a horse with the direwolf head on his shoulders where his head was because they cut his head off. It was nasty, it was brutal. But when death came back for him in the form of Arya Stark, a girl who had no name, beautiful, because he ate his own sons first. She fed him his children. He's like, where my boys? Where are my sons? God damn, this pie is good, girl. And when she said, your sons are here, they're right here, and lifted up that thing, and it was, what was it, a finger, a thumb, a toe? And then she slit his throat. Again, he was... Okay, this is the last one, but this series gave us so much. Ramsay Bolton. Ramsay was a whole issue. He was just so cruel. He enjoyed it. He just genuinely enjoyed torturing people like a true sadist. Oh my God. Maiming them, like shooting them through the ankle with arrows and then letting them run free in the forest, but not free. It's a game. It's a game of chase because he has dogs. Big old nasty, hungry dogs that he purposely keeps that way because for him, it's literally a sport. All the torture that he did to Theon, including cutting his thing off, which actually I'm not mad about. Theon kind of deserved that one. But you know who didn't deserve it? Sansa. And at that point, baby was getting abused by everybody. He was so cruel to her. So when she got hers, when she looked him in his face and said, "You're going to die tomorrow, Lord Bolton, sleep well." Because he did with those very dogs that he used to seek on people, the dogs he used to kill his stepmother and his baby brother. He thought he was safe. He was the worst sort of abuser, and up until the last moment was so cocky about everything that he was doing, was so sure of himself until he was facing down his own dogs, them dogs that he kept hungry. Oh my God, the way that played out when he knew in that moment his dogs weren't listening. They were hungry, licking on his face before they just literally ripped his face off. This is the violence. This is the violence. That's the violence I want. That's what I want. Thank you, HBO. Clayton from Tarzan. Y'all remember? I was a jerk, but his death. I think the biggest thing is because Tarzan tried to warn him. He did it to himself. Remember at the end of Tarzan, they're going at it, they're fighting in the trees, all the vines, and Tarzan's not gonna get caught up in the vines. That's his element. He is the vine. But Clayton's there with his machete, just messing things up, chopping it. Tarzan, for a moment, he stops fighting. He's looking at him, messing it up for himself, chopping away at the vines, and he's like, "Clayton, stop." And Clayton didn't stop. Clayton cut one of them vines, one too many, and he hung himself. One of the very best villain deaths I think I've ever seen. Very quick, not a long drawn out one like y'all know I like. Pali from the Red Lotus. I have talked about this a couple times before, but again, those Beifong sisters, the Beifong sisters, the metal plate off her chest, Pali's face, done. You can't tell me. It's just that moment itself because she's a menace. Pali with the combustion, that's a real issue. But nothing a little metal bending can't handle and didn't handle, so. Y'all remember Anastasia? One of my favorite movies, especially everything they did with that blue dress. Not a Disney movie, but it did give us Rasputin. And it's right at the end of the movie with Rasputin, and she has the relic, and it's underneath her foot. They're on the bridge. They're in Paris. Her dress is torn. Dimitri is out, and she has the relic, and then she's stepping on it, and it's getting all the cracks. The green stuff is escaping, and every time she cracks it down a little bit more, he's screaming. He's feeling the effects as the light is attacking him, and she tells him, "That one's for Dimitri. This one's for my family. And this one, Rasputin, this one's for me. Das Vidanya." It means goodbye in Russian, and when she broke that thing and all the spirits flew out and the demons hit him with the light and he was shaking and gyrating all over the place, that's the skin melting off I wanted to see from Cersei. His skin melted off, and then his bones were dancing underneath his cloak, and then they faded away to dust and blew away in the wind. That was it. That's the best one. And I totally have more, but I'm gonna wrap this up for this video. Ronin Sionis from Birds of Prey. I don't know anything about the comic books in this character or how it played out differently in print. I don't know. Except when Dante Basco's little niece was like, "Oh no, I stole your ring," and it was the grenade, and both Harley and Ronin realized it at the same time. The little kid runs, Harley does her gymnastic thing and grabs Ronin and flips him over the end, but the whole time he's freaking out because he realizes that he has a grenade on him and he just has time for one little high pitch before he explodes, and all you see are these body parts just and they hit the water. That was Why did this video topic bring me so much joy? I feel so energized, like I could run a marathon or something.
Stop, you ain't running no damn marathon. You know good and well you about to go get yourself a snack. Please.
Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Like I said, those were just some of my personal favorites, but feel free to let me know your favorite villain death in the comments. Make sure that you are following Black Nerd Problems across all social media, as well as me, Tiffy Starchild. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.